Hi folks, welcome again to the channel. Juan here from Physical Media EU. Today we're going to review the 4K release of The Northman. Hello again, and thanks for tuning in for this review of the 4K release of The Northman. Before we dive in with the review, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in physical media reviews, especially Blu-rays and movie soundtracks. And you can also find me on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU. Alright, so let's move on. Let's take a look at this release of The Northman. First of all, I want to say that this is an HMV exclusive release. HMV is a UK retailer that sadly only ships within the UK, but I got this version on eBay, so that's a way that you can also get your hands on it. There are other releases of The Northman, but I thought that this was the fanciest one, at least for me. There are two standard releases. One of them is a collector's edition. I couldn't find online what's the difference between them. I think it's just extras. You can see the images up here. And then there is also a steelbook release that's also very fancy, but I prefer this kind of releases versus steelbooks. So let's take a look at the release here. I really like how clean the cover is. There's nothing there, just the poster on the Northman, that's it. And on the back we can see here Alexander Skarsgård, and here the spine. You can see here it says it's a universal release, which I think is worth mentioning because this is a Robert Eggers film and it's the first film he does outside of A24. This time for a very big studio that I don't think gave Eggers as much freedom as A24. For that same reason, and being that just by the first release there was a collector's edition in the standard version, I don't think we'll be seeing a release of this movie from a boutique label. Unlike The Witch, that has a very beautiful release from Second Sight Films, and The Lighthouse, that has a collector's edition from A24 exclusive and also an Arrow video release. Moving on, let's continue with the unpacking of the movie. You see it can opens like this, and here we have some postcards that we'll see in a second, and here we have the Blu-ray box, and behind also some technical information, like also very standard there. So what you see here is the standard collector's edition, which has the 4K disc and also includes the Blu-ray. Let's take a look at the postcards now, which all of them come with this background. This is actually the image that is in the steelbook. And now let's take a look at the postcards. I hope it's not too shiny on the video, but as always I will put detailed pictures of this on the Instagram account. These postcards, I think they look great. The printing quality is amazing. They are like quite thick cardboard, and they are also a little bigger than the traditional postcard size. In addition, this version also came with this C card that here on the back has the same as we saw before in this box. Moving on, let's talk about the picture quality. Robert Eggers has become popular by art house films like The Witch and The Lighthouse, and something that one can appreciate from those movies is the attention to details towards photography. Unlikely, even though this movie was made for a bigger studio, I think one can see still that attention to detail in The Northman. An interesting thing that I heard they mentioned while watching the bonus features is that for some scenes they use the same filter that they use for The Lighthouse, which actually strips all the red light from the picture. So this movie in general is very dark, but comparing, for example, with The Lighthouse, which was black and white, this one is more, of course this is a full color movie, but it's still very dark, and most dark scenes, the tint or the tone is very blue, And I think that effect that it gives, this filter that removes all the red light from the image, really gives it a very special feel to the movie. For example, skins, or the skin color in general is has a lot of red. So in these cases, in these shots in the movie, you can see that kind of like a shiny blue, kind of like a silver thing. It's very unique, I think. And this being 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR, those scenes actually have a lot of detail, even though they are very dark. It depends as well on what kind of screen you're watching this. I rewatched this movie in an OLED TV, and the picture quality was remarkable. Now, talking about audio tracks, this movie has 2 audio tracks, one in English, the original one, and also in German, both of them with Dolby Atmos. So that's quite nice, because normally Dolby Atmos comes in the original language and not in the additional one. That's a nice thing for the German-speaking viewers. Besides that, there's a third audio track, which is the commentary by Robert Eggers of the film. I have not watched it yet with the director's comments, but after watching The Witch and The Lighthouse with the commentary audio track, I'm pretty sure this will be just as good. And same as the included audio tracks in German and English, the subtitles are also present in these 2 languages. Moving on, let's talk about the bonus features of this disc. And first of all, it's worth mentioning that the content of the Blu-ray and the 4Ks is exactly the same, so the bonus features are present actually in both discs. And for the bonus features, this version has 50 minutes of bonus features, plus 8 deleted scenes and 1 extended scene. So everything put together is over an hour of extra content, which I think is pretty solid for a new film. And the extras include comments from Robert Eggers, mentioning where the idea to make this movie came from, how genuine they tried to be, and to make the film the closest they could to the research they did, and also comments about filming locations and so on. Also, because there are several videos in the bonus features, there's interviews with other actors and actresses from the film. You can see here in the cover, it has Ethan Hawke, Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Bjork. So pretty solid extras in my opinion. Besides that, the audio tracks are very good and the picture quality is excellent. So this makes a very good case to get the 4K release if you have a setup that supports it. As usual, I will leave a link in the description to probably the standard edition, because this edition can only be gotten through HMV, which, as I said at the beginning, is UK only. But I will leave Amazon Germany link, which is an affiliate link, so if you buy through it, it doesn't cost you anything extra and it helps support this channel. And that was it for the review. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing and also following on Instagram, both with same handle Physical Media EU. And lastly, I would like to hear from you in the comments. If you like this movie, if you like Robert Eggers, if you plan to get any of these releases, it would be lovely to engage in conversation. So that was it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and see you all at Okie Dogs.